from Los Angeles, California. We're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Yeah, damn. We had 58 rolls in this one. I don't know if I could do that again. That was a little ambitious for like $145,000 budget or
Yeah,
whatever
take
it
that,
was.
Jeff. You dummy.
You would if you had just walked onto set, you would have gotten the role. Oh shit, yeah, this person didn't show up. You memorized these 25 lines. It definitely worked that way. We definitely casted some people at 2 a.m. that were like arrested and never showed up. And they'll be like, okay, who can we get at 2 in the morning? Just having actors call up every single one of their actor friends that they're in the class with.
That would be
Maxwell, I
Jeff.
hate to be the bearer of bad news. You just talked over the entire opening intro.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
that's-
confused.
that
I
was-
thought you hadn't started it yet.
That was that like dead zone of music that does not make it from the iPad to the show.
Wait, should we do it again? Can we do it again?
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
feel
I
like
think-
it works better fucked up. That's the whole
Yeah,
thing with this
I, like-
podcast.
We may have been doing this for almost
No.
15 years, but it's still like the first time every time. So
Oh,
don't,
That's great.
don't
I thought it
worry.
hadn't started.
No, you fit in perfectly. Don't worry about it at all.
We don't want the like if the listeners catch on too much to a routine, then it just becomes commonplace. This keeps everybody on their toes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, now you can't see me jerk off because you just cut me off.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to do it for real now, Jeff. But yeah, that is our new friend, Maxwell Nalevansky. Did I completely butcher your name, or did I get it somewhat in the ballpark?
It was more of a classic butcher, so it wasn't like it wasn't like a new butchering. You know what I mean? It
Okay.
was it was a reoccurring butcher. It's fine. It's Nalevansky.
Nalevansky.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And Maxwell is here because I stumbled upon his film Rats the other week, and I had to bring it to our audience's attention. I felt this was something the Puminati needed to know about because we are film dorks. A lot of our listeners are, and I feel like people kind of just keep making the same movie over and over again. And when something comes out, it's like, there we go, something fucking different. It's like, all right, we have to get the word out. That film, of course, is Rats, which I believe is currently on demand. And if you have Shudder, you can get it on Shudder and also AMC's streaming app, not the movie theater chain, but the channel that showed Walking Dead and stuff, that AMC.
Because Shudder streams on AMC.
Yes.
I'm going to be 100% honest. When Kevin told us about this movie last week, I'm not a horror movie person, so he said Shudder, and my brain completely shut the fuck down. And then earlier today, I watched the trailer, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm probably going to like this, so I plan on watching it tonight.
Okay.
But I didn't because of the whole Shudder thing.
Yeah, there's threads on Reddit that people keep sending me being like, why did Shudder put this movie on? It's not horror. And then other people are like, it's enough of a horror. It has da-da-da-da. People getting into arguments on it, which is kind of cool. But yeah, no, it's definitely not a horror movie. It just has violence in it.
Yeah, some pretty gratuitous violence. Is that
Yeah.
is that how you guys made that bridge to land on Shudder?
We played at like a lot of genre film festivals, like Fantasia and a bunch of other like the big genre fests that primarily have horror, but also just a lot of overlap of just like midnight movies and kind of like comedies that can't really be placed exactly in a specific genre. We'll often go to a festival like Fantastic Fest or Fantasia, and so we've been really embraced by the horror community, but we're not a horror movie.
How would you bill your movie?
I would bill it as a stoner comedy at the end of the day. Like the goal of pretty much every scene that we're in is, make each other and the audience laugh as much as possible. Me and my co-director, Carl Fry, who isn't dead, though this does look like a photo that was taken 15 years ago after making a cult classic and then dying prematurely from too many, like, bad tacos or whatever this guy eats.
Yeah,
Horrible.
that is a MySpace RIP pic if I've ever seen
Yeah.
one. But luckily,
But
Carl
he's
Fry is
much
still with us.
younger. He's much younger. He was born in like 2001 or something, 2004.
Get the fuck out of here,
I was
really?
born in 91, so he's the child prodigy. Yeah.
Even
I was
you
gonna
are a
say,
baby.
oh yeah, yeah, you guys are much younger than us. I was gonna say, kind of gives off, no offense to Carl, but some school shooter vibes.
See, this is what happens.
Just the photo, not like him personally. I'm just saying it's kind of like,
I know people have
wow,
said that, but he's like the sweetest guy ever. But right here,
I
there
bet he
is some
is.
deadness, right?
Yeah,
There's something
he's
missing,
got
but it's not.
he's
He's a
got
heart of
mass
gold.
shooting eyes for sure.
He has a pet pig that's in the movie. Extremely hospitable, sweet, cute man, you know. Um, but yeah,
Disease free.
he's free.
Nice, nice. All
Yeah.
right.
Um,
Wait, he has a his pet pig is in the movie?
yeah, he has a pet pig named Larry who's in the film and is semi-plot point slash not plot point. You know, like the movie is like inspired by a lot of like slacker filmmaking, but also a lot of like stoner comedy and action comedy as well. But there's definitely like a shit ton of kind of like subplots that don't really lead anywhere like, intentionally, you know. But one of them is his pet pig. Yeah.
So you and
Dude,
Carl
have you met
Fry,
the
you guys co-wrote and directed this together. We should just get that out of the
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
And Jeff, what were you going to ask about the pig?
we can sit here and talk about this pig for the next hour and a
This
half,
is
as far as I'm
this
concerned.
this is the most engaged Jeff has ever been in a guest interview when he is not outwardly just trying to make the guest angry. So, Jeff, I'm
Yeah.
impressed. Ask your pig questions, because I'm intrigued as well.
Well, I
Is the
mean,
pig
have you ever
single?
met the like? Is the pig just like? Does he hang out at the house, like, or does he have like a pig pen outside?
When he was still a piglet, he was in the house and used to stay inside, but he's become such a massive unit at this point. He's a Vietnamese
Yeah.
potbelly pig, so he's not like a kind of like county fair, like insanely big, bright pink pig. He's kind of like a spotted, cute, kind of has like this kind of quills coming out of him type of pig, more like a wild type of Vietnamese looking pig. But he's a sweetheart. He loves chickens. He loves cats. We had these two chickens that we drove across the country from California to Texas to make the movie with. We wanted the chickens to be in the film, but also it was like part of the deal. We could take this woman's van if we brought the chickens with us, and they're these really exotic, beautiful birds. And he was a huge fan of them. Larry loved these chickens, but then the chickens wanted to escape. You know, Chicken Run. That's a movie for a reason, and they jumped over a fence and got ripped apart by a pit bull.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Who's vaguely in the movie because you can see it through the hole. It was tragic because these chickens were cute. They'd sit on your head. Really, it was, you know, we were really stoked about putting these birds in the movie. They were supposed to be a much bigger part, but
Aren't you
those
glad
were,
you asked, Jeff?
very. That's
yeah, yeah.
a way better answer than I was expecting.
So yeah, there's a big pen, just like a big backyard fenced off. The pig just chills in there, and he loves melons. But if you watch the movie and you see the movie, then you'll see the melons in the film being eaten by the pig. You go up there, you smash it on the ground. He starts twirling around like, "Wow," you know, so stoked.
When
If you
you said
scratch
he
his belly,
likes
he falls over. What?
when you said he likes chickens and cats, like, man, this fucking thing ate cats. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's like Alf.
So Jeff is terrified of any animal that's not a dog. Would you be afraid of a pet pig, Jeff?
Absolutely, I'm not touching that fucking thing
Yeah.
unless you turn it into like some
Now just a
chorizo.
little bit. He can get a little bit overstimulated, but he's mostly quite friendly.
So what's the history of you and Carl? How did you guys meet? How did you guys come to become a creative duo?
There's this film called Lingua Franca, this like Netflix movie that Ava DuVernay produced that I was a production designer on, and Carl was an AD on it, which is like couldn't have been more the opposite of what Rats is. It's like a really like beautiful, understated like trans romance story in Brooklyn about like this like Russian kid who's like keeps fucking up in Russia and gets sent over to live with his grandma in Brooklyn and falls in love with her caretaker. So yeah, pretty much the exact opposite synopsis as Rats, but it was a really beautiful kind of cult classic movie. It was pretty big, and we met on there, and I saw some of his short films that cost like $500, and there were like people doing like backflip spin kicks off of like vans and like these like insanely like technical fight sequences, and I was like, sorry, what the fuck is this? And I showed him some of the short films I had made, half a dozen or so, and he was really interested in the world building and like the look of my movies. And so we're like, do you want to just do one together? So we just like split it, put like 5 grand in each, and maybe a little bit less, like 4 grand in each, and made a short film together in Texas. And it was like our most successful short film by a long shot. It went to a lot of festivals, and then we're like, "Oh, let's do it again." So then we went to go do it again, and we got fucked over in this horrible experience in Alaska. We're like 2 days before making the movie. Half people got COVID, and our producers were psychos, and they fucked us. And then so the movie got shut down. We came back, and we're just like depressed for 6 months. Like we were so close. We had like Buster Rhymes, all these amazing people who were in
Oh
the
my
movie.
God. That was
We're
that
like,
was a
ah,
feature
fuck.
or a short?
It was a feature. It was like a great, yeah. It had Sheila
Oh.
Van from A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, Austin Emilio from. It was such a cool cast. I don't know if that's bad to even say the cast that I did have for a movie, but we are going to make it still one day. But that got fucked. So we were kind of like, we just got to make something that we can have complete control over. If it costs $10,000 or 500,000, whatever it is. So we kind of combined a couple scripts about 6 months later, and then busted it out, and it was shot within a year, I think. Yeah.
So like when you combine two scripts, like it's Rats is a very, very bizarre movie. So did you
It was
guys
kind of
both?
like we compared we each had like finished scripts that seemed too big and expensive, and then we had some others that weren't complete, but we saw some overlapping themes of like bad roommates, and there was certain, element of like violence against the police, which we really share that interest in visually on the screen. Um, and so we were like, oh, there's a lot of overlapping stuff here. So we kind of just chose a lot of the best jokes from both, and then kind of started over. And we made an outline in like 2 weeks together that was like 40 pages, and then I wrote the first draft, which was like 120. And then
Oh
we went
damn.
back and forth editing it. Yeah.
So how do you, because it is a very unique tone of the film. How do you like come together on that from like two different places and then just smooth it over and just have like that same odd frequency from start to finish?
Well, the movie takes place in 2007, and we're really trying to kind of like reflect some of the creative sensibilities of like ebombsworld.com and like those kind of old early internet comedy videos, as well as kind of reflect post-hardcore music in general with like a shit ton of screaming and then like little moments of melody, which kind of are like the sweeter, cuter moments within all of like the violence and chaos in the movie. So we were really trying to make it feel like 2007 and kind of look like movies from 2007. If it was, honestly, a lot of it was actually television shows like Malcolm in the Middle and The Adventures of Pete and Pete, which is obviously 90s, but we were just trying to craft a look that felt like the era to us without having to just be like, look at this prop, look at these little things, remember this? MySpace, MySpace, and just
Yeah,
like all
yeah.
that. Just kind of create this kind of rich world of 2007-ness. Um, so like I think it worked out because so much of the jokes were just like written on set too, you know? Like we had our script, we were ready to be like word perfect, but we were ready to abandon whatever if it wasn't funny?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when I started watching it, I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then when it got to the pooping butthole, I was like, oh, this is what we're in for. Fuck yeah. Okay, awesome. Like that that
Yes, the
that was like
pooping
the
butthole was
sledgehammer
not
over the
on
head
that was
moment.
not on the page. That was not written in the script at all.
So how did you get like a practical pooping butthole? Was that like one of those like fleshlight things that you like put chocolate into or something and then like got a camera in a toilet?
Yeah, I mean that, pretty much. This is definitely one of our most asked questions that we have. Um, I had made a joke because it was always going to be the start of the scene was going to be Officer Williams, who's the antagonist in the film, this just disgusting cop, willing to do anything, desperate to do anything to rise the ranks. Um, and I was like, oh, let's just have it be toilet vision. We'll just start with the shot on the toilet, and we'll see her asshole dilate and shit on the camera, and then that'll be saying like we already hate this character so much that just like make her as vile as possible. But I was actually just joking. I really did not want to do that. And our cinematographer Carmen Hilbert, she was like, "Yep, no, we're doing that." And then Carl, this guy with the eyes, he was like, "Yes, we're doing that." And I was like, "Oh no, I don't think so." I'm like, we just won't put it in the movie. It's fine, but we should at least shoot it. And I was kind of like, I don't know. This might like fuck the movie. Like it might make it like a lot less people are gonna watch it or something, but it was pretty funny because like I'm not like necessarily always drawn to just like making something as, you know, crass as possible.
Sure.
I don't want to be like, oh, this is all that I'm gonna remember the movie by, but you know, I guess the shot allegedly hadn't been done before or that many times. But it was just like pretty much a what do you call it, a fish tank, and then a toilet seat cover on top of it. Put the camera underneath the fish tank, which has water in it. You get one of those flashlights, which is unfortunately like 3/4 size. I guess I was told it's to save on the silicone price, but 3/4 seems so close to full, right? So I don't fully get that.
Yeah, just commit.
So yeah, it's 3/4 size. So we had to like custom make the toilet seat to fit the 3/4 size ass. Put a merkin on it and some underwear. Drill a hole through the top and then through the asshole, and then put that to a pressurized tank and get like little candy bars from Halloween size candy bars, and then you just kind of launch it. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it is the most absurd scenes in a movie that are the most difficult and process to shoot.
Yeah, it was hard. We had this. We had a great special effects guy.
So the,
Yeah.
the actress that plays Officer
Robert.
Williams, is it Danielle Evan Plager? I don't know how to say her
Daniela
last name.
Evan Plager.
Okay.
And this was her first comedy, so she hadn't done comedy before. She had done a lot of drama and kind of like understated, really beautiful performances.
And she just
Um,
plays a complete insane fucking mental patient in this movie, which
Yeah.
I'm sure was a stretch, or maybe as an actor, be like, all right, cool, finally something a little different. But how do you, like, if that idea came up on set, how do you say, like, so we now want to film you from underneath and portray you taking a shit into a toilet? Like, when you're presented with that information on set, how did she take it?
See, it's good to work with friends when you're like having characters do as horrible things as they're doing for as little money as they're making. You know what I mean? It's hard to ask some like random person who's been in a shit ton of movies that I love, like show up and be like, all right, then after this, you're just gonna kind of like put the gun in your mouth and come or something. You know? Like that might not be the like that like, okay, how do I say this? How do I get that without having to say that? But if it's just my friend who I have a shorthand with, you know,
Sure.
and I've seen Danielle scream before in the past, so I knew that she had a lot inside of her, you know, and was like a true chihuahua of a person. So I knew that she had it, but um, we kind of just created a shorthand. She'd be like, more troll. We're like, more troll. And she's like, okay, more troll. And then she'd go back in and just send it harder.
And she was totally okay with the pooping scene?
I mean, she didn't really, it wasn't hers, you know, it was prosthetic. So, you know, I don't really, you know, if it had been actual shot of her shitting, I'm sure that would have been difficult. But, you know, it's cartoony. Just, I know you haven't seen it yet, Rich, and stuff, but it's like there's a lot about just like there's like a fine line of it looking like too real and not becoming funny, or it looking real enough but still fake and being funny. Like even with the blood and the gore in our movie, it's like we still wanted it to feel like a live action cartoon in many ways.
Yeah.
So we weren't like, oh, let's make this like even more realistic, even if the violence is gratuitous.
I've done one indie feature that has not found a home. It's not released yet. But there were a few times where something would come up on set and be like, that could be a funny idea. And some of the actors were like, I didn't know. Wait, what are we doing now? I don't think I'm comfortable with that. And like a few things had to get nixed. So I was just like, when I saw that fake pooping butt scene, I was like, oh man, you guys had some fucking warlords on set.
Yeah, people knew what they signed up for. The script was pretty fucking crazy. You know, we definitely created a tone on set where it was really fun and people could be like coming up with ideas and it was like extremely collaborative. So I think people like were just excited to see what was going to happen the next day.
Did you
So
guys have?
how many
Sorry, go ahead, Shuddy.
how many pages did the script end up being, and how long did you guys shoot it?
It's like a 100-page script. We shot it in 16 days, which is nothing. And we
That's
did
pretty
some
quick.
pickups later on, but most of the pickups ended up not working. So yeah, I don't know if we count them or not. But yeah, it was quick. We just did a shit ton of rehearsing. We had a lot of the actors in Texas. We did a lot of table reads and chemistry reads and stuff. So, like a play or something, we're like, all right, we're gonna rehearse this a shit ton, and then we're just gonna go in and try and get it in one or two takes and just move on immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a limited shooting schedule, that's the way to do it. Get everything
Yeah.
locked in so you're not just like spending endless takes trying to get what you're looking for.
Which is tough in a comedy versus something that's like a little
Yeah.
drier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were there any sort of like filmmakers that influenced your guys' style on Rats? I've seen
Yeah,
some people
for sure.
compare it sort of to like Greg Araki.
Yeah. I mean, I love love Greg Araki, but I honestly like wasn't an expert on him before the movie. I remember like I had seen Nowhere and I had liked that film, but like everyone's like, oh, Greg Araki," I had to go back and be like, oh yes, thank you so much. This guy's like a legend. I wish I had like known a little bit more about him before making it. So that wasn't like totally intentional. Um, Definitely ripped off like John Waters and Todd Haynes and Salons more so, at least was intentionally trying to a little bit. Um, and Robert Rodriguez, uh, early Slacker films, Linklater. So yeah, definitely.
And when you're co-directing, what is that process like? As somebody who had made short films in the past, been a director, then all of a sudden when you're sharing the role, is it a tough balance to strike? Because like the people that don't know, like directing is like a million times more than just like no, try delivering your line like this, or there's that's just like the tip of the iceberg. You're like everything from pre-production, production, and post-production, everything runs through you. You're like the filter.
Yeah,
So when
I mean,
two people are weighing in,
there's so much on your shoulders as a director and pre and post production and while making the film, and it kind of just like takes a little bit of a load off. Like, like I can focus a little bit more on the production design and costume design, and Carl can work a little bit more on the camera side. And I can be working with the actors or certain actors more that are based on characters in my life, or and then Carl can be working with the stunt coordinators more. So we kind of just but even with that, it's not like I wasn't working with camera and he wasn't working with actors. It's just
sure.
like ultimately maybe we leaned a little bit more on on both of those sides. And I was like I'd be writing a little bit more maybe in on set, and Carl will be working a little bit more with uh our DP Carmen.
So now that you've tried it both ways, you've been the director, you've co-directed. Going forward, do you feel like you want to make more features with Carl? Do you like that groove you guys have struck?
Yeah, because it's like even in post production, it's like God, it's such a fucking lonely thing, Like being able to do this together and edit it together and lean on each other, like just makes it such a less lonely experience. So I really liked it. I know we want to make movies, a lot of movies together. I'm sure we'll direct at least one movie separately at some point. But we're definitely working on the next one being together for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was easy. We didn't fight. You know what I mean? And he's so hard to offend, and it's so easy for me to offend people. So that really was a great balance.
Well, I mean, it seems like there's a decent amount of heat on this movie right now. So that's got to be exciting when you guys, put your first feature out, and what did you guys got into like South by, right?
No, I mean,
What was the Austin festival you guys were in?
we had gotten into a couple of Austin festivals, but ultimately decided to save the Austin premiere for theatrical to just because we knew that we were going to get people out there. So we didn't go with anyone in Austin.
So if you do like
Uh,
an Austin premiere, even if it's just like casting crew and like, hey, we're gonna invite some people to come out to it, that will count as an Austin screening and then disqualify you from like the bigger Austin festivals.
Yeah, but we had gone into some big Austin festivals, but we had ultimately decided not to go with anything in Austin because we already had like a buzz there. So we're
Sure.
like, oh, let's just recoup as much money as we can and just put it in Alamo Draft House for like a couple weeks and.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is that, and not Alamo because there are multiple screen theaters, but a lot of these single screen cinemas across the country, they have deals with Neon and A24, where when one of their movies are in theaters, it only can be their movie. So like if your movie is having a nice little streak of 4 days in a row, and then now we have a random A24 movie in there who has a deal that no other movies can play for the next 2 weeks, suddenly you can't play in the theater and your run is over. So the buzz,
Oh shit.
isn't allowed to continue to grow, which is really a monopoly on indie film, which I'm passionate about talking about, and something that I learned while going on tour and touring this movie around, which has been exciting. But the landscape of film is in such a bad place. Like in 2019, there's not a question if we would have recouped our budget. Like that's like without a doubt, Like
Yeah.
it's just a different thing now. Um, yeah, it's kind of fucked. But it was still cool. It has some buzz and definitely killed on the festival circuit and all that shit, but it's just, it's still hard to break through.
So did you guys self
Yeah.
fund this, or did you take the script around and find investors for it?
Yeah, both. Self-funded it and investors. Yeah.
So
But
were
it
you
wasn't, only like maybe 10 people in the end maybe invested in the movie
okay?
overall. It wasn't like a ton of people. Carl had some money. I had a ukulele bag filled with cash that I allegedly saved during the pandemic selling weed. And we're like, all right, let's just get it started, whatever. If this is enough, then fuck it. So yeah.
Nice. I did want to ask you. Your listing on Letterboxd says that John Travolta is in it.
Yes. As who, Kevin? What is his role?
Did it just say Travolta?
His role is Travolta, John Travolta as Travolta, famously in Rats.
Yeah, I did I miss him in the movie?
Um,
Sounds like it.
you might have, I'm all about lore. Just like how there's the word Hans is pronounced Hans in the movie,
Yeah, it's just its own thing.
it's just its own thing.
Okay, I
Exactly.
like
So yeah.
that. I like that
And
because
Travolta was taken off for a moment, which was really sad. I was really happy to put Travolta back on IMDb there. Yeah.
because like that was another thing. Like I'm like it took me a couple mentions before I was like, wait, multiple people are saying hands in a very strange way, and then it
Yeah.
just happens. Like at first, it kind of feels like an inside joke that you're not in on, and then it's just like, oh no, I'm in on this. Like I feel like I'm now on the inside of this joke. Like this felt like a movie when I was younger, and you know, it was much easier to get like a group of friends to come like hang out and come over and like let's drink a few beers, smoke some weed, watch a movie. This would have been one of those movies that was like replayed often at gatherings and constantly quoted back and forth between our group of friends. And anytime someone would say the word hands, it would forever from that point on be Hans.
That's what I mean by like creating that kind of nostalgic 2007 uh aesthetic and sensibility or whatever without making it like too cringe or something or like, oh, remember this? But still something that I would have like loved as a kid or could have felt like formative if I was like 15 years old and I watched that and you could think, oh wow, movies can be like this. And it's like stupid intentionally and like the audience is part of the joke and all that.
Yeah, I feel like
But doesn't have to
2007 was
say
probably
doesn't have
like
to
the
say faggot every second like all those movies did too. So it's like still having like the feeling of a lot of those like early kind of 2000s comedies, but like there's not a scene where it's like totally fucked like in some like crazy molesting way or something.
I mean, the one because like now being on the other side of indie filmmaking and seeing like where money goes, where things have to be cut because you're just like, oh shit, that's something I never even like considered as just like a film nerd watching movies my whole life. But like you guys got like a legitimate like 2007 era emo song for the end credits, and like
Oh, there's a ton in there. Allison who helped us she did the music supervision and she was our producer on the film as well. So she went above and beyond. But yeah, from the Blood Brothers to Propagandhi to Thursday to From First to Last, there were some serious bangers in there.
I was always a metal guy, and during that whole phase, one of my best friends was like a big emo guy. He didn't really dress it. He wasn't one of those people you could just like pick off and be like, "Oh, that guy fucking loves emo." But
Yeah.
he loved it, and like I would get stuck listening to some of those songs while in his car, and I would just endlessly make fun of him for it. And that song, that Thursday song, like he used to listen to that song all the time, and hearing it in the end credits got a big chuckle out of me. And like,
Yeah.
were you guys able? Because I know like getting a song like that, those rights usually don't come cheap. Was that just like the work of your music supervisor being able to pull some
Yeah,
miracles?
honestly, it was just her working really hard, and we have a lot of t-shirts in the movie on the same side. Justin Pearson, who started 31G Records, he's the head of The Locust, and Some Girls and a bunch of uh, you know, huge punk bands. He just like sent us a bunch of shirts and was like,
That's
do what you
awesome.
want. And the Blood Brothers, even though they had some huge songs back in the day, they kind of like transcended like emo, you know what I mean? Like those songs are actually like actual bangers, and like not in a way that I'm like laughing at it in the same way as like From First to Last, which we use in the movie for like actual comic relief. You know what I mean?
Were you a
Yeah.
big emo guy in that era?
Yeah, but I was like honestly more into punk and metal.
Okay.
Um, there was definitely emo bands that I was into. I definitely like dressed like a post-hardcore kind of emo guy, sewing on my pants, asymmetrical hair, all that kind of stuff. But I wasn't really into like From First to Last and Thursday and a lot of the music where there was more singing on it. I was definitely more into like,
You were no clean vocals guy.
I was mostly no clean vocals guy, or just punk, crust punk or whatever.
Uh, just want to pause real quick. Jeff, for those who don't know, can you define asymmetrical?
Um, only one side is neat.
Oh yeah. That is a perfect Jeff Clark definition. And
That was my aim.
I would say
Is it
that's a bullseye. That's a bullseye.
is it the complete opposite bullseye, or was I right?
Asymmetrical just means it's something that doesn't have two sides that are the same.
Right.
So technically you are correct. Yes.
Yeah, I can't find any fault with Jeff's. One side is messy.
Messy.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
So
What I bring to the table, baby.
when you guys were writing the script, did you have anybody in mind for the characters, or were you kind of just
Yeah,
just winging it?
before we always kind of knew it was going to be Danielle. I think there was one moment where the only time it wasn't going to be her, we were like, "Can we get Rachel Dratch?" Because we thought that would be really funny. Remember Rachel Dratch from
Oh, dude, I am one of
I
the
I love her.
yeah. She for me is like a Hall of Fame like SNL performer,
Yeah, I mean, she
severely
is.
underrated.
She's one of the people that's from SNL that's actually really, really funny, and she's never like actually starred in a movie. You know what
Which
I
is
mean?
bullshit. I feel like Rachel Dratch is one of the most underused, powerful forces in comedy. Anytime she appears in something, I am laughing at that scene, whatever she is doing. I fucking love
And I
Rachel
wanted to
Dratch.
say Ratch is back in Rats. I wanted to just be like, "Wah, da, 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 da." Like I wanted to just like sound like that.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
that's very fluid promo right there.
yeah. It's hard to get someone down to Pflugerville, Texas, dude. You want to come down to this shithole suburb? It's
Well,
gonna be
dude,
fucking hot. There's
even
gonna be almost no money.
even just
Um,
shooting in LA, it's tough. It's tough to get people. Like
Might be tougher.
my
I don't
feature
know.
is
I mean,
a
people will drive an hour in LA at least. You can get some names. You know what I mean?
Will
well,
they? Will they drive
yeah,
an hour?
because my feature's a mockumentary, so I wanted to get some people. I was like, you can literally just bang your part out in like 2 hours. Like you literally just sit in this chair, say a few
Yeah.
goofy lines to the camera, and you are done. And people did not make my job easy at all. It was
Right.
very fucking difficult just getting. And I reached out to
Yeah.
everybody.
It's probably easier in New York. People in New York are more down to just be in little things.
It was a weird time too, because like right when we were gearing up, that was when the SAG strike happened, and we were lucky enough to apply early, so like we got our waiver just in time to shoot. But like that scared a few people off, and there was like kind of like what torpedoed your guys' first attempt. Like there like this wave of COVID hit, like out of nowhere. It was just spiking everywhere, and it was like we don't have the luxury of, oh shit, our lead got COVID. Oh, we're just gonna delay. It's like no. It is this window or this project is not happening.
Exactly. It's so fucked.
Yeah. But I mean, it seemed like you guys had like a really fun set with that much absurdity happening, but also on top of it, like you mentioned before, like the fight choreography, the gore, the effects. That fight choreography was like really solid. Like the hand to hand shit was. I was like, oh fuck, you guys got like a legit fight choreographer for this.
Yeah, there's this guy Brian Self who has a fight school down in Houston, and he's this like cool dude that does like burlesque and then also like fight choreography, and he's this like awesome, super friendly, chill guy. Like he has no interest in ever being SAG, it seemed like, but he's so much better. Like I work in New York, and I've worked on like stupid shows like FBI Most Wanted and other stuff for like 5 years, like shows that have a lot of stunts. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this guy is literally better than a lot of the stunts I'm seeing on actual like television. Like I was like, it was really impressive. And he had some cool people from his school that he just brought up. He just gave them roles. So the person in the role is going to be able to fight, you know? But yeah, it was cool. We did like 3 weeks of rehearsals with it. And we just wanted to surprise the audience. Like, oh wait, what? Why is the fight sequence good? I thought this was like a low budget indie thing. And then it's like it keeps growing. You're like, wait, like I didn't know they could have like these like huge sweeping shots, or we're gonna see like 50 cops' heads get like blown off in different aggressive, violent ways that we weren't expecting, you know? So just continuing to heighten it.
So
Yeah.
did you guys have any? Because one of the bits that I really liked was the that's a pretty sweet sticker. God hates rats.
Yeah, I got too many of these left over. Says don't
Don't
come,
come.
but Comer doesn't want them to be in it.
Whenever anybody got headshotted, and then it was like multiple angles, multiple takes. Was all of that done practically, or was there any like mild CG popping in here and there?
Oh no, it's definitely supplemented. So it's like we would talk with our special effects guy, Robert Kern, who was awesome, and he'd be like, "You guys have, I don't know, 12 big, you have like 12 big moments that you can have in the movie, you know?" And then there can be other little things like squibs and stuff like that, but you can have like 12 big gore moments. Like choose the 12, we're gonna get those 12. Everything else will like be big, a little bit of blood being used practically, and then we can expand on it in VFX so it doesn't look like totally CGI, you know? Um, so it's, but I feel like probably more than half of the stuff was just CGI.
No kidding. I mean, it looked really
Yeah,
good.
it's just mostly painted. I don't even know if that's considered CGI. But Carl, my co-director, he did every single VFX shot in the movie. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, if you got somebody, that's why a lot of indie directors will teach themselves multiple, positions on
He has
set.
a craft. I mean, I'm a production designer. I can do that, which is like, but he actually has something that can actually keep him employed forever. I'm jealous.
I mean, come on, production designer. You could. Everybody needs a production designer.
Yeah, but
Makes a world of difference.
no, for sure. I think he's just better at VFX than I am at production design. How do I say this without losing work? Okay, there is no work. Yeah.
One of the things that I liked, and I have now that I know about the Travolta thing. So the only thing on the Rats IMDb page under trivia is that Raphael's ringtone is from Two Girls, One Cup.
There's always, not always, but there's been several times there's one guy in a theater, and it's so funny when there's like 350 people in a theater. The Two Girls, One Cup ringtone goes on. You just hear one guy laugh. Oh my God.
And then he looks around. He's like, "Wait a
I
second.
didn't
No, I
know
didn't
the
get that joke. I didn't get it."
I would never have gotten it. It was our music coordinator was like, "Oh, that'd be funny. Let's just do Two Girls, One Cup." Like that was her idea, I think. And I was like, "Okay, sure." Like I would never notice that, but some people really know the theme music from Two Girls, One Cup. I'm like that's a different type of memory, or you've watched it so much.
That is just like seared in their memory. That is somebody you need to look out for.
Yeah,
That's somebody
you
who
gotta
does not
check
get
up
an
on that
invite.
guy.
The one person who laughs in the theater does not get an invite to the after party.
Yeah.
They
Because if
actually,
they do, you know how close they're going to be talking to. It's going to be about right there. And at the end, you know what they're going to have for you to look at? A script.
oh my god.
I'm like, I'm not in Hollywood, buddy. I really can't help you. I can't help. If you want a creative note, sure. I don't know if you should trust it.
Yeah. Here's my note.
Um,
Stop letting people know that you recognize the Two Girls, One Cup song.
yeah.
How did you get Weston Cage involved in this? The son of the great one.
Yeah. You follow this guy on Instagram?
I don't.
It's a must follow. You should tap in.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm in. Weston Gage.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I-
Oh yeah.
Do you know whose progeny this is, Jeff? Who the great
Well,
one?
you just-
Kevin?
Nick Cage.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
Yeah, Coppola is his grandfather.
That's wild. So
Yeah,
was he a
it's crazy.
local or did
No, he can't. Somebody had dropped out. It was, I think, a couple days before the final night. Last couple days were overnights, and that it was like a random thing where I think someone came up like, "Oh, this person dropped out. Robert said to get Weston Cage Coppola in. Is that cool with like, do you guys want to get him?" And I was like, "That sounds hilarious, sure." And so we just said yes, and then he ended up showing up. But yeah, it was a fun little role.
was he like when you need a last minute fill in like that? So somebody on set is like, "Oh, I think I might know somebody who could do it." Does he? I'm guessing he lives in Texas.
No, he lived in LA. Like, I guess
Wow.
we flew him out and stuff. I think he probably got paid more than almost anyone in the movie. I think it's one of those like last minute things where people don't know what to do and then you throw money at it. Um, but yeah, I didn't get to know him that well. You know, he was just there a day. Uh, but he knew how to do some sword work and stuff.
He, I believe
Fuck
that.
yeah.
I believe he comes to set pre-equipped with a lot of sword knowledge.
We needed him to show it was okay. Should I guess spill it? How many people listen to this? How many people are gonna hear this?
12 million.
Millions.
12
Millions?
million. Yeah.
Is there a world this gets back to the I can't really tell.
Nah, he'll never hear
Let's
this.
shoot him. Let's shoot Wes in the Zoom link. Get him on here.
Yeah. God, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no. We wanted him naked, you know, and I thought he was gonna be showing dick, and it was extremely disappointing that he was like he wanted to cover up, and I was really his role was gonna be this big tracking shot where it's from the back, and we're seeing balls and cock, and we're seeing this like knife, and we're walking through this house, and then landing in a kitchen where we're seeing somebody's hand get cut off, which is part of the plot of the movie, trying to figure out why people are getting their hands cut off. But that wasn't able to happen, so that was a disappointment. And then our second AD, Aiden, who's awesome, he was like, "I'll show mine," but then it was kind of dark, you know, and I really wanted it to be even nudity. It's like there's, you know, Ariel, one of my best friends, who plays Shay, the newswoman in the film, or aspiring newswoman. She has like a brief topless moment. I wanted to even that out with some dick,
Sure.
but it kind of fell off. It was kind of in the shadows. It
Yeah,
was really one of the biggest fuck ups of the movie, honestly.
it goes in the trash heap of missed dick shots.
Yeah,
It
it's
sounded like it was
crazy.
going to be epic though.
Besides shooting, oh, whatever.
Do you think he might have been just worried that if the tracking shot starts in the back, you're not going to actually see balls and dick? And it's like, I don't want.
I know, but we were gonna like wrap
It's not
around.
like Fassbender and Shame, you know?
No, it's not. We were willing to do prosthetic though.
Oh,
So, you know,
Yeah,
Next time,
that's
next
why
time I need dick, I need to make it very fucking clear, okay? I need to like it was my first time directing a movie. I wasn't able to just be like, no, we're showing, you know what I mean? Now I have this one behind me. Next time I need dick on camera, I'm gonna be like, look, we're hanging dong. That's what this movie's about. If you're not down, I don't. That's fine. You don't have to do the movie. We will find someone who wants to hang dong, and if that's not a threat, you're an awesome actor, but we need dong to be hung.
yeah. But
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're not showing dick.
Travolta's down.
This guy's not showing dick. You know what? You will
yeah,
never work in this town
Travolta.
again.
There's a video of
Travolta.
Travolta. There's a video of Travolta right now because it's like the 50th anniversary of Grease or something, and they're like, it's on Entertainment Weekly. They're like, Travolta's looking 25 in 2025, and he's just looking 85 with a wig. It's just totally nuts. It's so fucking funny.
Man, yeah. Sometimes getting people to hang dong that can be
Yeah.
a tough process. Not everybody's a fast bender, you know.
Yeah. I heard Fassbender was getting pretty hammered during the making of that movie. Like they wanted to. Like there's that scene where there was some sex scene where like they were really actually everyone in the scene was really drinking a lot.
I feel like that would make things a lot easier. I
Yeah.
heard Jay Muse in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. He does a bit where he's like in the middle of the night getting something out of the fridge and he's butt naked and he bends over and it's a fruit bowl. It's like
Yeah.
dick and nuts from behind.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I actually didn't fluff up for that scene. I sort of fluffed down. So when he was in his dressing room, he waited until he was being called to set and he was like, all right, give me 5 minutes. And he jacked off. So he filmed that scene as his dick was like transitioning from boner to soft. So it still had like
Wow.
some weight
That's
to it.
genius. So he was
I
ready.
know. Yeah, that's
Wow.
like probably the most thought someone has ever put into showing their cock and balls
God,
in
I
a
would love to work
R-rated
with talent
feature.
like that one day.
So for your next project, do you have like a set of dream actors that you would love to be able to get? Like I know, everybody probably wants the biggest stars possible, but when you're making cinema like Rats, it's probably a bit more of a tempered list. Where like, yeah, I don't need fucking Brad Pitt in here, like double tapping people.
Yeah.
I want somebody like Greasy Strangler, very absurd, strange movie. Found an audience, got very, very popular, and then Jim Hoskins followed it up with An Evening with Beverly Luff Linn, where he was able to get like Craig Robinson and
Yeah.
Jermaine and Aubrey Plaza. So now it's like this stacked cast of not necessarily A-listers, but people everybody can recognize just acting out some very, very strange, absurd scenes.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the comedy of like Jack Bensinger and Connor O'Malley. Those guys are really funny to me. But like for like big names, uh, like A-lister style, like actor stuff, like Buscemi would definitely be a dream. That's somebody that we're trying to work with on our movie with pleasure. He's hilarious. He's like literally so hilarious. And he works
Yeah.
on really great independent films still, and you know what I mean. He's a independent filmmaker himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, Buscemi is definitely a hero, and like honestly, like Danny DeVito would be somebody that I would really like to be working with too. That's somebody that you can push
Yeah. I mean, just
and
the
brings a
stuff he
lot
does
of his
in It's
own.
Always
Yeah,
Sunny. It's like,
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy's a baller.
exactly.
That guy's game.
Yeah, 100%. Love DeVito, 100%.
So I do have to ask the typical fucking filmmaker interview wrap up question of
There goes Jeff.
so what's next? Yeah, Jeff probably has to go take a shit.
Yep, he's
gosh.
on his shit.
How many shits does he take per app?
We're good for like 2 or
It-
3.
Yeah,
Depends on how long we run.
that's good. Yeah, what's next? Carl and I, so we made this short film with pleasure, that you can catch on YouTube on Alter. Um, and so we have adapted that into a feature screenplay, and that is a movie that we hope to get, someone like Buscemi in. Um, we're hoping to have, a much bigger budget than we had for this movie. Still an independent film. We still want to
Yeah.
make indie films.
Sure.
But just kind of like the John Waters approach. Is like you just kind of like double the budget every time, maybe that, but like quadruple since we had such a little budget. Uh, so yeah, and then we have a short film that's called "I Killed Osama?" question mark exclamation point that'll be premiering in a couple weeks at Fantasia.
Hell yeah.
Um, so that'll be coming out, and Rats is on Shudder, and it's on Vinegar Syndrome on Blu-ray and shit.
Oh, it's already
Uh,
got a physical.
we got a physical. I think there's only like
Fuck yeah.
a hundred and something copies left. So if you like it, go grab one. But it's pretty cool.
I got a couple of Vinegar Syndrome physicals. That's a fun distributor to land with.
Yeah, it's cool. And we got some more stuff cooking with them too that I can't talk about, but some other cool
Fuck yeah.
something else for Rats that I'm stoked about.
That's awesome. So do you feel like with the success of Rats, it might be process might be a little bit easier to get feature number 2 going?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. But also like we made Rats just because had a little bit of money and just went out and decided to make it. And luckily we
Yeah.
were able to raise a little bit more while we were making it. At one point we thought it was gonna be like 25 grand and ended up being like 150 before post and stuff. But we had complete control, so we could, if a scene doesn't make sense to people, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna make it, regardless. So
Did you guys
I
shoot
don't
that in
know.
Texas? Because
It'll
you
be
guys were
curious. Like, I won't have that same control if I had a $2 million movie. People could be like, "You
yeah.
can't do this probably," and I could probably get like strong arms. So I don't, I'll be curious to see. But I do think it'll be easier to get like some names attached. I can like go out and find an actor and be like, "We made this movie, whatever. At least it's been seen by like 10,000 people or some kind of small marginal number." Like, but if you like it, then maybe you want to beat it.
Sure.
So I think, yeah, that'll help.
So were you guys living in Texas when you shot Rats? Is that why you shot it there?
Carl's from Texas, so he's from Fresno, California, but he grew up in Texas like since junior high or something.
Yeah.
And we made a short film there. And like, look, I live in Brooklyn. Like, you know how hard it is to get somebody to work for less than $300 a day on a movie? Like, that's like not, it's like it's almost rude. And then to do that for like a month,
Yeah.
it's tough. And in Texas, we made a short film there that people liked, so it was like so easy to Jesus.
Gesundheit.
Whoa, crazy. It was really easy to just get people rallied behind it, because we had
Yeah.
like a little bit of a community, which is like so fucking important. Like, dude, we had like a house that we're filming in and having a shootout in front of and all these crazy scenes, and like it cost like $500. We were going to restaurants to be like, "Hey, can we film here?" And they're like, "Yeah, but how much do you need to get paid?" I'm like, "No, we're paying you." Like it was like so much easier to do there, and like people were so nice.
Fuck, I gotta
Yeah,
look into
so
shooting in Texas next.
yeah, you gotta shoot. You gotta
Shooting in
shoot
LA
kind
was a
of middle of
pain in the
nowhere.
dick.
Yeah, pull a Rogan, dude. Just move out there.
Yeah,
Set up shop out there.
I'm not a huge fan of the comedy scene in Austin right now, but Houston's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, shooting in LA was a giant pain in the dick. Even just shooting like mellow scenes at night. There's no way of getting away from neighbors. Neighbors are always complaining, and they're no strangers to how things work. So that they're complaining. So you'll like give them like 50 or $100 right there to just fucking go away.
Yeah, see, everyone already knows. Same with New York. Like, no one knows, like, oh, like, I can just go stand in the middle of this scene. Like, if you want to make money, you can literally just go stand in the middle of a scene of an exterior that's shooting in New York and just stand there and just go whoop, 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 and just like make noises or do something and be like, you got to pay me $2,000 or $5,000 or I won't leave. And you will get that money.
Yeah.
I've seen people get paid $5,000 100 times just to like
Wait,
walk
what?
off a scene. Yeah. It's a scam that no one's really doing.
Just a movie crash?
Go on a
Shit.
fucking movie. I mean, I don't know how that works in LA and stuff.
I got, they didn't give me any money when they kicked me off the set of Final Destination 4 in New Orleans when I stumbled onto it drunk.
God damn it, I'm
shit.
Shuddy Boy. Someone kill me in this movie.
Just handcuff yourself to a fucking a park bench or something. Be like, I'm fucking I am not unlocking myself until I get at least 5 large.
Yeah. Handcuff yourself and bring a boombox and play music. That's how
Oh.
that's how you actually do it. The way that I've seen it actually happen for people is they bring boomboxes.
Well, now
This is a good way to break into your movie, start your movie career. I like
Dude,
this.
need to fund a movie? Go with a boombox and play I Like to Move It on a bunch of network television shows, shooting exteriors. Do that about 100 times, 100 times 5 grand. Look at dude, you're locked and loaded.
Yeah, make the next fucking Avengers movie with that kind of money.
Insane. I'll see you at Sundance, you know what I mean? People are too scared to scam their way into film these days. That's why all these movies are so fucking soft. That's the real reason.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to, talk to you and get the word out about it, because people bitch and complain that everything is a reboot or a sequel or an existing IP, but then when something original comes out, nobody goes to see it, and it's like, I get that people are frustrated with the current state of filmmaking, but you are also a huge part of changing that. So if you are so sick of all these sequels and remakes and reboots, every time you pay for that ticket, you're then enforcing that. And then not even necessarily that, because it is good, that there is still money being made in Hollywood, I guess, but still go see original stories, like go see original things, because if you support that, money is the only language that speaks in this business. And if people see a movie find success, that might fucking steer them in the right direction. We can, who knows how many Tarantinos are out there writing these killer fucking spec scripts and nobody wants to touch them, nobody wants to read them. Like, it's
Nobody wants to read them. Yeah, I've had a million meetings about movies. They're like, oh, I haven't read the script yet, and you're like, wait, how are we gonna know what we're talking about?
yeah, like people
But
can't be.
there used to be an industry for B movies. You know what I mean? We could have these huge films and also cool art house films, and we had art house theaters and all this stuff. So we had shitty movies too, but there was still an industry. But there's not really an independent film industry right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
there's independent films. There's good independent films being made, but there's not an independent film industry really.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. It kind of blows. So I wanted
That's
to get the
interesting.
word out and steer people to watching something that is very original.
Thank you, thank you.
So before we go, every time we have a guest on the show, which we don't do all the time, but when we do have people join us, we like to sort of spend a little bit of the show bringing you into our world. So before we go, how would you like to play a quick game with us?
Fuck yeah, sure. I'm horrible at games.
I have
Me
faith in you.
too. That's the whole point.
I know, that's good.
I have
Is
faith
the
in you,
first question,
Maxwell.
what's asymmetrical mean? Okay.
Yeah, see how they come at me? It's pretty much the game.
So this game we're going to play is called
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
Weird Fucking Facebook Shit. Jeff is already pissed.
Yeah. Are you going to change it up, Kevin, or is the guesses going to be scaled again?
No, it's going to be scaled. So there's 9 items that you have to guess the price of. It starts at the lowest end and then gradually gets more expensive. That's just a clue to help you with your guesses.
It's a clue that's been given to us pretty much every time we've played it, but Jeff didn't catch on to it until the last time we played, when he kept guessing lower than his guess before, and I just kept my guess higher than his and kept winning. So
Yeah, it was like our 6th installment of the game, and I was like, wait a second, I'm noticing a pattern.
So there is this account on Threads called Insane FB Marketplace, and they take screenshots of some like the weirdest shit that people are selling on Facebook Marketplace. I take screenshots, I share them with everybody, and you guys have to guess what it is being charged for. Shuddy, do I need record permission or
nope,
screen share
I already
permission?
did it.
Sweet.
As soon as you teed it up, I gave you the ability to share your screen.
Well, thank you, friend. Okay,
You're welcome, sir.
let's get this first item up for bids. Okay, so this is a 2014 Nissan Sentra that has been smashed by a tree. So someone parked it in a forest, a tree fell on top of it, and now they're selling it.
What is that, an elm? Let's see.
Oh, what? Are you guessing the tree?
I'm guessing the tree. So do I have to say I'm guessing a number here?
Yeah, Maxwell, you kick us off since you're the guest. What do you think this person is selling this 2014 Nissan Sentra with a tree on top of it for?
Gee, 2K.
All right, Shuddy Boy, what do you
All right.
think?
$500.
Jeff?
I'll go. I mean, outside of the crushed top, it's pretty good. I'll go with $700.
Well, everybody went over. It was going to be kind of tough to go under, but I guess we'll have to give the point to Shuddy because that is being sold for $1.
Wow.
I was gonna guess $1 too, just be a bitch shutty because he would do that shit to me. And I figured based on how this game is played that it would be under $500. But nope. Try to
I
do
went
some honor.
1,000? I thought an engine might work. It's me selling
Yeah.
It says that the motor was sold already in the listing.
Oh shit.
So
This
basically, like,
fucking nerd reads the listing.
Yeah,
Jesus.
God, this is I'm supposed to read. Fuck.
Jeez.
all right, this next item, Maxwell, being a production designer, you might actually want to find a home for this. So someone is selling this creepy bear that it kind of looks like a Five Nights at Freddy animatronic teddy bear head put on a man body, and the hand is positioned. It's like a very like accurately structured adult shoulders to the feet, and it looks like the hand is going over like a vaginal area doing the whole wiki thing.
It's either flicking the bean or kind of a Michael Jackson type of thing.
Yeah. And it's the description of this, it just says creepy teddy bear body pillow. And by the way, for people that are listening to the audio version of this podcast, if you want to see what's being described, you can just go to this episode on youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. But yeah, this oddly creepy fucking body pillow, which this seems like it would have fit right in if it was just in the background in a scene in Rats and never addressed.
I mean, I love it. The head is just so small. That's one of the most disturbing parts about this thing.
This
Also,
is
it looks
the
like
kind of
somebody's in there.
yeah, like this is somebody hides in this thing. But this is like you walk into somebody's room and they have this, you get the fuck out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, or you're the next
I
bear.
think if you made it to the room, you're too far. Like that door locks behind you.
I feel like it makes noises like a mouth that's been shut tight, like just like like that type of sound.
I feel like this talk could be like one of the 58 open roles that you have in your next movie.
What's up with the eyes?
I don't know. They're almost closed in like solemn reflection.
They're like this, like there's flaps.
Yeah, they do look kind of flappy. Yeah. Well, Shuddy Boy, you got the point last time. What do you think someone is charging for this creepy teddy bear body pillow?
$50.
All right, Jeff, you remember this is going to be more expensive than $1. What is your guess?
I think someone could get at least $100 for that thing.
All right, what do you think, Maxwell?
The head is just so small. I'm gonna go 70.
Well, that was a tough one because Shuddy nailed it right off the bat. That is a $50 purchase right there.
And you see the shit I have to put up with, Maxwell.
If you watch the video, you see me go like this. When he's
I
50. And the
I
reason
caught
did
that. I
that
caught
was the
that.
number I wanted. There.
All right, well, the next item up for bids on
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
Jeff. Get ready because I know this ties into one of your kinks. This is an early urethra kit.
Oh,
Now, the description just reiterates early urethra kit and only adds for men and women to it.
for women.
But this looks very old. This looks like something that would be, I don't know, in fucking Sherlock Holmes's toolkit when he gets to a crime scene. But I don't know what any of these things have to do with urethras. It looks almost more like dental equipment, but there's fucking hooks.
So those things with like the balls on the end, like scroll
Looks like a
down,
butt plug.
Yeah, they are a
Like
little
that?
butt pluggy.
those things go
How
inside.
tall are your guys' buttholes?
Those go
Very small.
in the
pee
tip
hole?
of a penis. Yep, in the pee hole.
That's so this. Do you guys know what sounding is? You aware of the term sounding?
I am.
No,
I don't know if Jeff is though.
Jeff, do you know about
I'm
sounding?
not.
no.
Which yeah, it's just like I think it's like a BDSM kink thing where you get your urethra sounded is what it's called when you have like a metal rod. I didn't know about the curve and I'm so confused by it, but you put it in through the urethra hole.
Yeah, and then
It's
I think
fucked
they.
up. There's a movie called Sick, which is like one of the best documentaries ever, but um
Hmm,
they
heard of
go
that.
yeah. But yeah, wow. Yeah.
So this does look old.
$125.
All right, Shuddy says 125.
Fuck.
Maxwell, what about you? What do you think?
What?
It is for men and
Yes,
women, if
I
that helps.
guess I $75.
All right, Jeff, what do you got?
Man.
Men
Early
and
urethra
women,
kit.
Jeff. Men and women.
I honestly didn't think, I wasn't sure if men had urethras. Urethras.
You didn't watch King of the Hill?
I did not.
Oh my God.
Wait a second, you're telling
Hank's
me
got
Is
a
that
narrow
where-
urethra.
Is that where
That's
you
where I-
learn urethra?
He's got a narrow urethra.
you guys didn't
All right.
learn it from
Yeah.
Urethra Franklin?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the cheapest an early urethra kit can get sold for would be like $133.
Well, there were two guesses that qualify, but Maxwell, since you didn't go over, you get the point. They're selling this for $100. The deal of the century for urethra enthusiasts. Yeah,
$100.
get it while you can.
What product was that? That was number 3 in this game.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Maxwell, at this point, how do you feel about the structure of the guesses escalating? Doesn't that take the fun out of it?
No, I mean, after the first thing was $1, the card being $1, I feel like it's anyone's game.
Yeah, Jeff, stop complaining.
All right, fair enough. Let's go to the fourth one.
All right, fourth
Also, now we
item.
know about urethras are for men and women. You thought we had cloacas. You thought we were pissing out our ass.
Dude, you are using just too many big medical terms for me.
Cloacas.
Cloacas.
That's what a bird has. They get shit and piss at the same thing.
Oh, fuck, I might have a cloaca then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know any bird science, dude. Bird anatomy.
Yeah. That's about all I know.
It's better than me.
All right, Jeff, this one might be up your alley as well. This is a turf chair. It kind of just looks like a recliner with some cheap-ass turf stapled around it. This could be your, throne. So Shuddy Boy is really into F1 and F1 video games, and he got himself an F1 chair to sit in when he plays said games. Jeff is a big sports guy.
That's my golf chair.
Yeah, you could sit in this when you watch, your golf
Listen.
games, writing your news articles.
Golf or football, it's versatile.
Yeah,
That's
turf is
right.
in both, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I have turf in both sports.
And they did put a yardstick on top of it, so you can kind of gauge the size we're working with here.
Think anyone's ever jerked off in that thing?
I would say it's a
They don't-
guarantee. It's a guarantee.
They don't show the most important measurement for Jeff, which is the width.
Yeah, can my fat ass fit in that thing? I don't know. Looks like I could. I think if you
so,
put the
dude. That thing
yardstick.
is big. I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah.
haven't met you in person, but I'm pretty sure. That's,
All right.
yeah.
I'm
Maxwell.
large and in charge, Maxwell.
But the arms are almost as thick as the ass part.
It's an
Yeah.
oddly structured chair. This is a fucking weird one. I mean, yeah, we're not going to put normal chairs in this game, but Maxwell,
40
since you got the
bucks?
last point, how much you guessing?
I'm guessing $45.
$45. All right.
Maxwell, come on, buddy.
Oh, it's escalating higher, isn't it?
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have thought your guess is fucking great.
Oh yeah, we're escalating higher. We stopped for that. I'm
I
sorry.
did the whole, damn, that would have been mine, but
I
then
hit
I
the
remembered.
bed. Guys, it's a stoner comedy, okay? Um, okay, wow, this is fucked. I've like seen shit like this, like at yard sales or like thrift stores shopping for movies, and it's usually so cheap. Um, okay, I guess the guess then is 160.
I am going to say, fuck, um, 140.
140.
It's a recline, Kevin.
I mm, I
It's
don't
an
know for
easy
sure,
chair. It is not a recliner, according to the ad.
but it does say it would
Fair.
be perfect for your man cave.
I can tell.
If your man
You're
cave is
gonna have to
also
shoot me
used
that link.
to hold hostages, this would be a great fit.
The price is
All right, so Maxwell, did
I'll
you say
guess
160?
mm-hmm.
Shuddy said 140. Jeff, where are you going with this?
I'll go right in between them, 150.
Wow, this is gonna be hard to.
That's another point for Maxwell.
What was
200
this?
bucks.
Yeah,
200 bucks.
I really shouldn't get this. I guessed 45. I'm like stoned it moron here. I should honestly be kicked off the show. So I guess
Listen,
You're not getting out
if
of this that easily, buddy.
If we kicked every stoned moron off of this show, it would be Kevin talking to himself.
yeah.
Okay, so it's not. Don't worry.
Okay,
And that's only because I quit smoking weed. I'm just a sober moron.
that's good.
All right, here we go.
I've been
Next.
cutting down. That's why I feel so high. Okay, so continue.
Here we go. This is item number 5.
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
And this one is perfect for the art lover. So, on its surface, kind of looks like a cock and balls. It's a wooden sculpture. But then you look closer and you're like, wait a second, that's not a dickhead. That's a woman's face. She has a really long neck. And then her bust, 2 boobies, are actually the balls. So this is quite the conversation piece. It's
The tip for the ball.
from apparently a vintage 1967 Austin Productions. It's a woman's bust or male phallus penis. It's
Yeah, it looks like this would be a bit in an Austin Powers movie. No, it's Austin Productions, but that's not the only reason Austin Powers got in my head. I feel like that would have been like one of the jokes at the end.
well, it's about 1.5 feet. If that helps.
that hump on the
guesses.
back?
Got some damage up there top on the hair.
Yeah, this almost looks like it was used as a murder weapon in A Clockwork Orange. And I don't know what that thing on the back is. It almost looks like Yoshi's fucking turtle shell or something.
It's I think her hair's in a bun, but it's
That's what I was thinking, but
But
it's
the-
in a weird position on
but
her
the bun
head.
sure is looking a little vaginal potentially or something.
That's what I was thinking. It does look a little vaginal.
And the clavicle is just clavicle, right?
I think so.
That's classic clav.
It looks that way. But it does look like it's the starting of the seam of the ball sack.
There's ball sack to it. Okay.
Excuse me, yam bag.
325.
355. All right.
25.
325. 325. Okay. Shuddy boy.
425.
You might have
I
won.
think I'm gonna say just an even $200.
Maxwell, I'm starting to think you've played this game before. You are exactly correct. $325.
Fucking production designer. We had no chance.
I know about I know balls. I know stuff with balls. You know.
Yeah, but so does Jeff. And you beat him.
He shops around for this kind of shit for his crazy movie production sets. He's got a leg up. This guy's a fucking Chico in this game.
All right, well.
You're not allowed to play next time.
Wow.
This is gonna be the last time you can ever play it.
That rocks. Well, wow. Exactly 325.
Well, speaking of things that rock,
That's a big moment for me.
this is a lot of 29 sets of Guitar Hero drums. Somebody somehow ended up with 29 Guitar Hero drum sets and is trying to move them in bulk. 29 fucking drum kits from Guitar Hero. This person probably has dead bodies buried in their basement, in their backyard. You can kind of see as I zoom in here, they vary in stages of wear and tear. But
Sun damage. These fucking things have been out in the sun.
I would be surprised if 5 of them work. But what are you going to bid? What do you think this person is trying to get for 29 Guitar Hero drum sets?
I'm not a gamer. Are those the sticks? Those little things up there?
No, those are the one. They're just missing the symbols that the other ones have.
And where are the sticks for this?
You got to get your own drumsticks.
Yeah,
You're shit out of luck there.
Shit.
Get a few pedals, though.
29 though.
What do you think?
615.
615. All right, Jeff, you guess second on this one.
It's going up. I'll guess 580.
And Shuddy Boy.
I will guess $875.
Maxwell, what was yours again?
615.
615.
615.
All right, since you did not go over, that is another point for you. Shuddy Boy, you were close, but you went over. $800, but it was marked down from $1,500.
Oh.
So nearly cut in half. This guy's been trying to move these. I don't even understand. Like, who are you envisioning picking this up?
Yeah, what does it look like in getting this? Sell them for $2. Sell them 2 for $10 or something.
Or take them to a retro gaming shop and just get rid of all of them. They'll probably give you like $20, but at least you don't look like a fucking serial killer.
That's on his debt.
$50 a piece is obscene for those things in this day and age.
Yeah, nobody wants those.
The person's on that person needs rehab. Let's be serious. This person has hit rock bottom. It is looking scary inside there. They're surviving off Frito pies. It's gross.
But if you need a sick drummer in your fucking rock band, he's there.
Yeah, if you're trying to be like the Neil Peart of your Guitar Hero group, you can assemble like the sickest fucking drum kit ever. All right, we have 3 items left on
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
And if you're the type of person that likes to have some backyard shenanigans, you will be the talk of the town. Every neighbor will want to come over and ride your sinking Titanic inflatable slide. So as you can see here, it is the Titanic in mid-distress. It looks very photorealistic. You see a child up there to give it scale. This thing looks fucking gigantic. If you're buying this, I hope you have good insurance because you're probably going to need it. That
thing
hell
is
of a launch pad.
gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at it compared to that tree that's next to it.
Yeah.
He says it can use a cleanup. It does not come with the blower, so you're going to have to figure out how to inflate this bitch yourself.
33 feet tall.
Jesus. What a terrifying thing. You never want to be like, it's like you're about to die. You know,
You're putting a
built on a
3-story tall blow-up slide in your backyard.
What do they have? Do they have a Twin Tower version too? Like, what is going on here?
Even uninflated.
If I hadn't learned the rules of the game, I would have guessed that they were selling this for like $8.
I feel like even deflated, this thing has to take up your whole garage. This is gigantic.
You need flatbed trailer would probably be the best to load it on.
Yeah. So Maxwell, what do you think this Titanic slide is going for?
Uh, I'm gonna go for 1667.
1667. Oddly specific. Shuddy boy, what do you got?
I'll go with an even 2K.
All right, and Jeff.
I'm gonna go 1122.
That is a point for Shuddy. It is exactly $2,000.
Oh, what is this bullshit?
Damn.
And the guy kindly requests no lowballs because he
close.
paid $10,000 for it.
Damn.
I wonder if this guy, when he was like cutting the check, being like, all right, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm getting this sinking Titanic themed inflatable slide, but everybody's going to want to come to my barbecue. It'll be worth it. This is an investment. And then
Yeah, I
all
wonder
of his
how
friends
much.
stop being friends with him.
I would say how. I wonder how much would have been too much for him to buy it. You know what I mean? Like 11,000. Nah, no deal. If it was 10,000, I'm down.
Titanic?
Like, what's the number that prices him out? If he's willing to buy that for 10K,
Yeah. Well, we got two left.
your
Two left,
that's your
gentlemen.
future movie investor right there, Kevin.
I know. This guy is willing to drop some money on some very stupid things. I got a couple screenplays to pitch him.
I wonder how long he's had it that he's willing to take an 8K loss on it.
Or how long he's been trying to sell it. I have a feeling that is going to be dropped further.
I want to like ask him for an interview, and then like meet up with him and sit down and talk to him about this thing. You know, we gotta take this further.
Where did you see this taking you in life?
Yeah.
Well, I have a few questions for this next item. This is another one that might speak to Jeff. So this is a
Penis enlarger.
custom-made golf cart. So I think this is just the frame. Custom-made golf cart frame, and it is 100% made out of golf clubs. So it's almost like the throne in Game of Thrones made up of swords. This is just a golf cart made up of golf clubs. And
Looks painful.
yeah, I wonder if the guy, when he started making this,
Interesting.
if it looked cooler in his head than how it turned out, because this looks kind of stupid. This looks
probably
like,
thinks it looks better than he thought.
I feel like it's kind of Mad Maxy as well. Like, I feel like if you showed up to a golf course like in this thing, I would assume you live in a junkyard.
You should be carrying a gun if you're driving in that.
Chances are you are.
Yeah.
So who got the point on that last one? Was that you, Shuddy?
Yes.
All right, what do you think of this custom golf cart? What is this going for?
$3,500.
Ooh. Jeff, what do you got?
Five. 5,200.
5,200. Maxwell?
4,450.
Good guess.
Shuddy, what was your guess again?
3,000.
Well, you went over, but you are the closest. This is $24.99. So
Oh.
a steal at what you guys thought it was going to cost if you guys are interested.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's down in Florida, right?
Shuddy,
Yeah.
you're on one. I think we're tied now.
All right, well, here it is. The final item up for bids.
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
Uh-oh. I fucked up. Hold on. Wait a
You
second.
thought you were bad at games, Maxwell.
Here we go.
Dominating me.
This is... I still don't even fucking know. So this is some
This is
John Deere
awesome.
equipment.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yep.
This is the first awesome item.
This is the
One where we're
first
like,
awesome.
yes, we like this.
This is the first one in all of the editions of weird fucking Facebook shit that I've thought that's actually pretty fucking rad.
Yeah, like this I'm cool with. This kind of goes in line with like the 90s aesthetic of like weird kind of like scholastic like stores, you know what I mean? Or just like when libraries at school were like decorated in certain ways, kind of meets Jurassic Park the ride at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yeah,
It's good.
it is pretty much exactly that. Yeah, this is a limited edition John Deere Gator, and I don't know if this is supposed to be like a riding mower. It almost looks like a golf cart.
So what their yard? I mean, I don't really know what their. It's for like moving stuff around on large property. So like
Yeah,
typically, the back end is like a bin.
Okay.
So your
So
golf
like
cart.
they're
so
called
it
gators. Like there's like when you like have pretty much just like quads that have like a truck on it, and you can go around like places that you can't get to on like a regular car. That's a gator. So now they've just like made the gator have a roof of a gator, but it looks really not. Look like it would tip over incredibly easily. Which is the whole point of them is to be like really kind of like low center of gravity.
Yeah, this doesn't look terribly practical.
Mm-mm.
But if you got money to burn, why not get it? I mean, all four of us were like, "Whoa!" when we saw it. So
That
it
was
is pretty
two
cool.
grand last time, huh? So it's more than 2 grand.
Yeah,
3,500.
35 hundo for the Shudster. Maxwell, what do you got?
I'm going 5,200.
52 hundo. Jeff
Damn
Clark,
it. That
visibly
was my guess
upset.
last time, and that was what I was just going to use it again.
Go higher, Jeff, and you'll probably win, is my guess.
Wait, what was Shuddy's guess again?
3,500.
It's
No,
it's too
no,
these are
Maxwell,
too
you're full of
expensive.
shit. Your guess is 5,200. You said your guess.
I know, but I think I probably should have gone higher because I know that gators are expensive. I've seen those things get sold for like 20 grand. So now I'm like, what, is this actually expensive? Those
All right,
Tonkas look like Tonka though.
I'm gonna
They
just
do.
I'm gonna go $4,338.
Good old Jeff Wrong Way Clark strikes again. Maxwell, you are the winner of. Oh, shit.
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
That
Don't tell
is
Maxwell my nickname. Wrong way.
$13,500
Wow.
for that gator.
Yeah. I knew the moment I said it, I'm like, I should have said 15,000. That's why I regretted it. I was like, Jeff, just go high. These are expensive. There's
Well-
nothing wrong with it. They just put a gator head on it. Damn, that guy probably is cool. I wonder what kind of pants that guy's wearing. Flared, potentially.
or overalls.
Save some chicks for the rest of us, dude.
Oh my God, that guy fucks. That is for sure.
Well, Maxwell, congrats on your win. Thank you for joining us. Congrats on Rats. And where can people see it?
Thank you guys. That was super fun. Watch it on Amazon, but fuck Jeff Bezos, so I guess watch it on iTunes or something. Or watch it on Shudder. Or buy it and have it forever so you can just own it and have physical media.
Yeah,
Because
Vinegar
streaming is
Syndrome.
ruining the industry. So yeah, go to Vinegar Syndrome and buy it for like $25 or something.
And where can people
So
check out
it-
your other shorts and stuff?
Watch them on YouTube. You can go to vimeo.com/production design. Check out some of the stuff I've done. You can go and check out my JPEG Mafia music video for a song called Puff Daddy.
Wait, you did a video with JPEG Mafia?
I directed one of the.
My kid loves
Oh,
JPEG
cool.
Mafia.
Yeah, he's a popular with the kids for sure. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely just watch the movie and get some friends together. And if you're sober, then watch it soberly. But if you're not, then definitely spark up or have a drink, chill out.
Yeah, this is a very hanging with a group of friends friendly movie.
It's a hangout movie for sure.
Yeah.
100%. That's what we wanted.
And
We
honestly, I
intended
can't
it to
even
be
think of
funny.
the
People are like, "Oh, did you mean it to be like that?" It's like, yes, we did.
I can't even think of what like the last hangout movie was. Like the last one I remember, and that's just because I'm fucking old, so I probably stopped being able to get a big group of friends together to like hang out and just bullshit and watch a movie longer ago than everybody else did. But like, Grandma's Boy was a big one. Like,
Grandma's Boy, like a real like stoner hangouts. Like like there was a movie this year called The Code, which was really good, and there was my friend made the movie Hundreds of Beavers last year. That was kind of a
no
hangout movie.
way.
But,
That's a big hit in my household. We my girlfriend actually just watched that like 2 nights ago. Like rewatched it.
Cool. Oh yeah, yeah.
What movie?
Hundreds of Beavers. And despite what you think, it's not a porno.
No, it's not. But that's kind of like is that a hangout movie? Am I wrong?
I could see that being a hangout movie.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out those.
But yeah, definitely check out Rats. And thank you so much for coming by. It was awesome having you on. It was awesome shooting the shit with you.
Thank you guys. You're all awesome.
And
Appreciate
like we mentioned earlier, if you want to see this video, if you're just listening to the audio version, you can go to youtube.com/madscientistpartyhour and check out all the other stuff. And if you need more MSPH in your life, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/madscientistpartyhour. Also, if you'd like to get a poster of my debut feature, The Second Coming of John Cooper, you can just go to etsy.com/shop/John Cooper movie and pick up a signed one. I'll get it out to you safe and quick. And
Just so you know, Jeff and I have roles in this film if you do ever need anybody.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm gonna check this out. Second Coming of John Cooper. I didn't see it behind you, Kevin. Your head was cut. I thought you were the one that didn't have it. Now I'm seeing it. Okay, wow.
big heads in the way.
Okay, cool. I was curious what that was.
I can shoot you a link. We're still trying to find a distributor for it, but I can shoot you a little private link.
Oh, yeah. Or follow us on Rats the Film on Instagram. It's just Rats the Film, and buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just see what we're doing next and all that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You can check us out on Instagram as well. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Jeffrey Records.
And at MSPH Podcast and at John Cooper Movie. And Maxwell, do you have a personal IG?
Yeah, it's just NYC Design.
NYC Design. Oh, damn. You
Yeah.
must have gotten that one early.
I got Vimeo.com/production design.
That's solid.
That was pretty good. If I was older, I think I would have made a lot of money on some website stuff in the 90s. I really missed out.
Oh, yeah, that fucking .com boom.
.com boom. I really missed it. Fuck. Okay, well, guys, have a good time. Appreciate all of you. That was a blast.
Yeah, thanks for coming by. And real quick before we go, Jeff, where could people check out your is sports betting back in yet? Have you guys started up the machine again?
It's back this week, baby. Genesis Scottish Open, and be betting on golf. And then I'll do another one next week for the Open Championship. So come by, hear me give out my best bets. I've had some close calls recently. No winners, though. I'm due to break back through and make you guys some money. Also, Saratoga Racecourse opens this week, so I'm going to start betting on the ponies, too.
Oh, shit.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Oh, I thought that you guys were continuing the podcast after this. That's what I was saying.
No, we're peacing out right here. Everybody.
I'm just hoping you talk over the outro music. That'd be sweet.
Oh, yeah. That'd be sweet. I'm going to do that for sure.
Everybody go watch Rats. And until next time, something.